What's going on, everybody? Jay the Black here. I am back with another video. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in. I really do appreciate everybody who supports and watches what I'm doing. Make sure you subscribe to the other channels, like this video, and hopefully you're sharing it, okay? Now this video is going to be about a story. Well, actually, this whole particular situation is playing itself out, or is going to be playing itself out on Iyanla CANT's show Fix My Life. But I don't think, from what I've seen just now in this video clip and what I've been reading in this article, that this situation can be fixed, okay? Now, according to hotnewhiphop.com, let's see, ex-NBA Maxiell admits he slept with 341 women and cheated on his wife. Now, apparently, these two have been together since high school. I believe they were high school sweethearts. Now, she's been on she's been on Basketball Wives LA for last couple years, you know? And what's fun about that show is most of the chicks on there ain't even married, but that's a whole nother subject. Now, she was one of the few women on the show that was actually in a marriage with a basketball player who was playing. Now, Jaye Maxiell, some of y'all may know him. He's recently retired, but he was actually a pretty good player when he was with the Detroit Pistons. This was after the Larry Brown era, when they were still kind of good, but they were falling apart. Basically, the players, the core group of those guys, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, those guys were getting older. The chemistry just wasn't the same. He came in right around that time and played pretty well for them, apparently. He went on to other teams to play as well. Well, he's retired, and they're on this show to fix their marriage. I guess it's not enough that Brandy is on one reality show. She wants to be on another, okay? According to this article, it says Jaye Maxiell appeared on Iyanla Fix My Life and stunned his wife with his confessions of a sexual nature. Although Brandy Maxiell knew her husband was unfaithful, the reality TV star clearly wasn't aware of the extent of his infidelity until this televised discussion. When the show's host asked Maxiell if the number of women he cheated with exceeded 50, he acquiesced. Brandy was visibly upset. I mean, of course she was. She literally said in the video clip that I saw that he had cheated with only 8 women during the marriage. I mean, you know, again, looking at her reaction, she didn't want to know. She even said it before she walked out. Like, she really didn't want to know how many women he was with. She asked him, but women like her, when they're in a situation, when they're dating an athlete, they don't want to know how many groupies he done slept with. You know, a lot of them probably unprotected, because a lot of these athletes, you know, a lot of these guys who didn't come from two-parent homes, who didn't have a structure at home, they don't understand how to really protect themselves like that. So they make a lot of dumb decisions when it comes to women. That's why you got some guys who have a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women. Antonio Cromartie, you know. Okay, it said, but couldn't bring herself to say much more than "that's disgusting." Iyanla then asked her why the concept of her husband sleeping with over 50 women is disgusting, as opposed to the 10 women he had already mentioned. Brandy fights back tears while saying 8 was a lot for me. It was a lot for you, but you decided to stay in that relationship, Brandy. You stayed in it because you had the prestige of being an NBA player's wife. You enjoyed that. That's why you were on Basketball Wives LA. Now, I want you to understand, Brandy physically has gone through some changes. Like, her face literally looks different. Her skin tone looks different than when she first was on the show. You know, a lot of them chicks, man, these black females, they go to LA and they try to look like the women there. They try to look like the Armenian women. They try to look like the Hispanic women, the white women. So they try. It's almost like they went through a physical alteration. She just doesn't look the same way she did when she first on the show. That's just me. But a lot of them chicks don't. You know, look at Malaysia. Malaysia is the most attractive female on the show, but she's dysfunctional. She was married when the show first started, but she also looked like she's going through a bit of a physical change. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. In another clip, Jaye Maxiell sits down for a one-on-one with Iyanla, who tries to find the source of his actions and apparent sex addiction. She also questions him about his abuse of alcohol. Although Maxiell doesn't consider himself being an addict in any capacity, he does admit to having an objectively high body count. If y'all don't know what body count is, it's smashing a lot of women. The number is grand and quite specific. The retired basketball player managed to sleep with 341 women while playing the field before and during his current marriage. That doesn't surprise me. These guys are on the road. Let me see. In the NBA, you playing what, 82 games? You're on the road for almost at least half of those, including the playoffs. Then you got the off-season workouts. You got the preseason. Those guys are going on the road constantly, going from city to city. You got groupies hitting them up in the DMs. You got teammates that want to go to the club. So you go out there with your teammates and they out cheating on their girlfriends or wives. And you like, okay, they doing it, so I'm going to do it. You know? And the thing is that if you are a female like Brandy, you have the option of being in an open relationship. You might as well just be in an open relationship. I don't know why women who date these athletes really believe that these guys are going to be monogamous. That they really believe that these guys are going to be monogamous. There is no way these guys are going to be monogamous. Okay? And you should know that. Now, I know she's been with this guy since high school, but he ain't in high school no more. This guy has been on the road. He's played for different teams. He's been in many different cities. Do you really believe that he does not follow up on the temptation? You see, me, I'm different. See, instead of me just cheating on women, I'd rather leave a relationship and be single and play the field than have a woman wait for me at home and I'm out here sleeping with all these different women. Because I have a conscience, okay? And it would weigh on me if I feel like she's being faithful to me and I'm not being faithful to her. But this is why I have said this. A lot of pro athletes need to wait until after their playing career is over before they go and get married. The reason why they're marrying these women while they're playing is because these women are very good to them during their careers. These women are respectful. These women are submissive. And these dudes get caught up on that. So they end up putting a ring on these women's fingers. But as soon as they retire and they're at home with her more, you're going to see the real her. Because when you're at home, you're only at home a couple months a year, a woman can show you a side of herself at that particular moment. But when you're at home for the majority of the year, they're not going to like that unless you're working some type of TV job, you know, where you're not at home as much. But you're at home, but you're gone a lot during the day, you know, and you're still able to make a really good living. But for the most part, these women want the lifestyle of being an NBA or NFL player's wife or girlfriend. But they don't want to deal with that man every day because they don't really love him like that. Now, these two been together since high school. So I do genuinely believe that she cares about the guy. You know, I think he cares about her, but I think he has a lot of issues. In the video clip, I saw Iyanla asked him, did he have a drinking problem? He said no. And she said, well, her mother and your mother believe that you have a problem. And he still doesn't think he has a drinking problem. Of course you're not going to think. You see, Jaye Maxiell is one of those guys who he's always gotten pat on the back. And he was always ready and prepared to do his job. But outside of that, you know, he probably had vices. Drinking was his vice. Sleeping with different women was his vice. that was something that he could do outside of his playing career, because not playing career, outside of playing sports. He probably didn't have any other interests. He definitely didn't want to have to go home and deal with Brandy. So he would drink, he would go out and womanize. And this is why I say most athletes should wait after their playing career to get married, okay, or get into a serious relationship. Now with Brandy, I'm gonna say this: don't let these chicks fool y'all. Okay, they out doing their own thing too. They out sleeping around too. They're just not doing as much. They're very careful. They're very calculating. But you cannot tell me a woman who's at home 6 to 7 months out the year by herself. Do you really believe that this woman ain't out sleeping with other men? Because see, she ain't got the spotlight on her like that. But also, Brandy has been on a television show for the last couple years. She's very recognizable. You don't tell me that you don't think there's dudes hitting her up in the DMs? You really believe that there ain't dudes who are trying to holler at her? There are dudes that are trying to. She's not an ugly female. I mean, she looks a little awkward, but she's not an ugly female. I'm pretty sure dudes have hit her up. She's probably gone on a few dates, So I refuse to believe that, she's just at home, just waiting for him to come home, and she's not doing anything because, she has a nice shape on her. I mean, and she definitely likes to put on for the camera. She's very athletically built. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but if you watch Basketball Wives LA, y'all could tell me, but does she have like the fake plastic behind? Y'all can let me know in the comment section. But Brandy is not hard to look at all. So to say that she's just sitting around, not really calling attention to herself, she ain't looking for no attention, I think that would be very disingenuous. Brandy is definitely, she gets her fair share of DMs. I doubt she's telling Jason or showing Jason all the DMs that she be getting, all the male friends that she has. But, especially the fact, I believe she was an athlete as well. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I believe she was an athlete too. She's built like one of these, volleyball players. I might be wrong, but yeah, I mean, trust me, man. I'm not saying that she was cheating. What I'm saying is she been with this guy since she was 17 years old. And the fact that she's a little bit more recognizable, the fact that she's not very hard to look at, leads me to believe that, come on, man, Jason wasn't the only one. Why do y'all think these women, accept these dudes back after they cheat, even if they're not celebrities? Why do y'all think that these females accept these dudes back after they have allegedly cheated? It's because they've been cheating too. What they'll do is they'll break up with the dude for like a day. They go out, do their thing, they come back, all is forgiven. What do you think they did in that particular time period? Come on, man. Listen, if any of you women are watching this video, I'm right. I'm right. If you are a female and you're listening to this video, damn well I'm right. That a lot of you females will break up with a dude for a couple days and you go screw around with another guy and then you get hopped right back into a relationship with him. Or you may have just outright cheated on him, because I've seen instances where a guy will say she cheated on me. Dude will say that he'll accuse his girlfriend of cheating, and then she'll turn around and say, well, you cheated too. She's basically justifying her behavior, and that's what you see with this situation with Brandy. I believe she took him back because she was out doing her own thing as well. Don't let these chicks with these crocodile tears fool you. These chicks be getting it in too. Listen, it's 2018, fam. There's a million ways to cheat, and men ain't the only one cheating. But the narrative that they want to push is that only men cheat. And if anybody out here with just a little bit of intelligence knows that that's a damn lie. Women be getting it in too. You know, they get it in too. So y'all understand in the comment section below, and let me know your thoughts.